My name is Cindy, and I am addicted to shame. That might sound really weird, and you might think that I'm asking for pity. I'm not. I want to have this conversation because I think it's one of the most unspoken aspects of how we are imprisoned in old behaviors, and I think it's one of the most unspoken things that that might lead to isolation, depression, and suicide. A few weeks ago, I was on the big island of Hawaii, and I was sitting on some volcanic rock, just a few feet away from the ocean, the waves just lapping through, and I noticed that I've been carrying all this weight all of my life. And I'm trying not to go super abstract here, but I'm also I don't want to go so specific that I can't talk about this topic as a general shared experience that many of us might have. But I notice that the flavor of shame that I've had my entire life is this big, heavy, like, sack that I'm carrying. It doesn't just feel like it's on my back, like I'm carrying it on my back. It feels like I'm carrying it on my front. And it's like this tightening vice over my throat, and it clenches over my sternum like a tumor, like wrapping itself like the front of my chest. And I realized to myself, and it's like I'm sitting here and I can feel tears right now, like just this, that I'm carrying this mantle of shame that isn't mine. I was shamed as a child, and when that person no longer shamed me or made me feel wrong or bad for who I am, or had me question or be apologetic for my own existence, I carried that on for that person. And there's a reason why. Like, I don't want to like I know that there's like this camp over here that says like that, you know, all shame is bad, and we shame the shaming, and we shame the shamer. And then there's this camp over here that's like, yeah, shame serves a purpose. Like, we need shame in our lives. And I don't want to, I just want to understand that more completely for myself, and to make a distinction. Like, what is the nature of shame? Like what purpose is shame serving? And I think for myself, and if I could really speak to it, like name the quality of like what might be manifesting in someone before they go, you're a piece of shit, or whatever that might be. I think it comes from a place of control and avoiding responsibility to a degree. I mean, if this is me and I see something in someone and I don't like it and I want to make it different, then there is like a disowning of my own experience, which is, wow, I feel really uncomfortable with this situation or this person as it is. So I'm manipulating the situation by like calling it out in a way where it's not mine, it's yours. That's like I think that to me is a disowning. But when I'm shaming myself, which is most likely the case, like I think that happens much more often than this external shaming. Like, I think, at least like for me as an adult, most of the shame I experience is like me attacking myself. That is also coming from a place of I'm avoiding responsibility. And like, to name a specific thing, it's sort of like, I feel ashamed because I have resistance to going to my dance class. I think the part of me that could feel like I have ownership or responsibility over what this resistance is like, wow, I have resistance. Can I be curious about that? Like, I wonder what that is, rather than like this like broad stroke of shame, which is like, there's something wrong with me for having this resistance. It leaves me in a very powerless position, right? And so, like, again, is this a way of control? Is this a way of avoiding responsibility? Is this a way of controlling or like avoiding the situation to the degree that I can't own up to what I could be empowered to do, which is like, let's explore something, let's experiment with something, let's take this like personal identity level thing out of the equation and like just look at behavior. Because I think we, at least like in the world of like self-help / therapy / coaching, I think we've gotten stuck with the idea that like, oh, I'm so identified with shame that I work with it on an identity level thing. How about we like separate shame from who I am and like start working with like, what if like my resistance has nothing to do with me as an identified egoic entity? What if this resistance is just like a passing by thing of like me feeling discomfort in my body? What if it's just sensation in the body? What if it's like a learned past experience that's just like that's trying to control my sense of like giving me a sense of safety, and I can work with that, like, and I can experiment with overcoming that resistance and overcoming whatever might be coming up for me. I still feel like I'm going abstract here. But I feel like I could like talk about this subject forever, and I realize this video already is going for too long. Anyways, so I realized that day in Hawaii a few weeks ago that I was carrying this mantle of shame, and because I'm carrying it and it's like almost like a physical manifestation, I have the opportunity to lift it off of me and set it down. This shame is not me. This shame doesn't belong to me. It was passed on to me like a pair of shoes from your grandmother, but I don't need to own it. I don't need to scratch my head and feel sentimental about it and go, oh yes, like this is a family heirloom. I need to carry on this shame for generations to come. It's actually, I have a choice. I have a choice to set it down, because you know what? I deserve something beyond shame. I deserve having the power to do something about my life. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to feel more joy and lightness and play in my life and not be so addicted to shame. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say today. And just to let you know, I had a lot of resistance making this video. So I'm going to pat myself on the back because, you know, I'm so neurotic. And yeah, I hope that makes sense. I hope this spurs some sort of conversation or some sort of sense of awareness around like what might be shame for you. And yeah, I hope you like this video. Thank you for listening.